Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 781. Title of today's lesson is the difference between funnily enough and funny enough. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. Now, funnily enough is an adverb phrase that is used to mean that although something is surprising or seems odd, it is, in fact, true. Okay, let's continue. In this phrase, funnily, or the word funnily, means odd, unusual, or strange. Now, what I found to be really weird or really unusual about this is that many Americans use the term funny enough in exactly the same way. They're using it like the adverb phrase funnily enough. And, I am American. I've heard it used this way many times in my life. I've seen it used in movies and TV shows my whole life and almost never heard funnily enough. So when I first heard funnily enough, I thought to myself, well, let me check this. Maybe funnily enough is British and funny enough is American, but that's technically not it. So when I did the research, I could find out that funny enough used in this way is technically wrong. Funny is an adjective. And when I looked up funny enough as a phrase, it doesn't appear. Even in aggregate dictionaries, it doesn't appear at all as a regular phrase. I did find one dictionary that listed funny as the adverb, but it says that it's non-standard, which means it's not correct and it's not proper, which would make sense why funny enough as the phrase would not show up. All right. Now, this is what's tricky. It is still possible to say funny enough when the word funny means an acceptable level of how funny something is. Now, in this situation, enough is kind of used like a pronoun, and funny is still used as an adjective, so this is still fine. And we do have an example of that. It wasn't the best comedy I have ever seen, but it was funny enough. Or you could say, he's not my favorite comedian, but he's funny enough. He still has some pretty good jokes. Okay. In the phrase funnily enough, it's used as an adverb phrase. So technically, according to English grammar rules, an adjective funny should not be used with it. So this is really the reason why. Thus, funnily enough is more proper. But even reading online and reading some views of some other Americans, I don't know, maybe there is some Americans that say funnily enough. I'm not sure. I never heard it. But most Americans, I heard them say, it sounds cringeworthy. Like, funnily enough, where'd that come from? What's wrong with that person? Why are they saying funnily enough? So you're going to find Americans say funny enough used in exactly the same way as the phrase funnily enough. And we do have two examples of funnily enough. Funnily enough, the player that was almost cut from the team turned out to be the best player of the team. So it would be very common for an American to use funny enough in that way, but again, technically not correct. Funnily enough, the ones I thought were ugly turned out to be the best sellers. Okay, and again, the same thing. All right, well, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.